Hello, beautiful yogis. So glad you're here. We're going to practice some nice, gentle stretches that will create a soporific state, get us ready for sleep. So, welcome. Let's begin on our backs, just on our backs, maybe with a head pillow, and hug your knees in towards your chest. Hugging the knees in and rocking a little side to side on your back. And then bring your feet to the mat, choosing to leave them flat, knees bent, or let your legs slide out straight. See which would be the appropriate way for your body at this moment in time to settle so that we could focus completely on some long, slow breathing. Go ahead now and find your most comfy position. Feel your body spacious and relaxed as we inhale together through the nose. Big, full inhalation, blowing it away. And repeating that, nose in. Full of breath, and blow it away. As we did, the inhale bringing renewal. And the exhale, letting go tightness, tension, stress. 2 more cycles, nose in, big, generous, replenishing, renewing. Hovering at the fullness of the breath. And then letting go the breath. Tension, tightness, stress. 1 more time. In. Full of breath, we hold this as though we're gathering now, gathering everything that we're going to blow away in this last opening breath. Gather it and then blow it away. To empty. Nice. Now we'll breathe in and out through the nose. Go ahead now, if your legs are straight, bend them both so your feet are flat. And then with your left hand, bring your knee, left knee into reach and circle your left knee out, back in. So out and away, in and towards. So just this left knee is circling. Stay connected to breath. 1 more time. And then as the left knee comes in again, hold it with both hands. Squeeze your left thigh in close. Your right leg now, inhale, take it up to vertical. The right leg straight into the air. Look at that right foot and circle it. On exhale. Circling the other way on inhale. Flexed foot. Exhale your long right leg slowly down to the mat. Lightly touch the ground, and then on the inhale, raise your right leg up. And bend your right knee, holding it with your right hand, putting the left foot on the mat. All right, circle now your right knee away, out, back in. Staying with this rotating of the femur bone in your hip socket as we breath propel this circling of the knee and the femur bone. One more time. Great, both hands hold the right knee, squeeze it in. Fill out with the breath, taking the left leg straight up into the air. Looking at the left foot, exhale, circle it. And then inhale, circle the foot the other way. Fullness of breath, flex your left foot. Exhale, lower the left leg down to the mat. Two, lightly touch and return the leg up. And bend the left knee, putting a hand on each kneecap, separating them, and then circle them away from each other again. 3 times in this direction. And then reverse 3 times in the other. Lovely, and then please bring your feet to the mat. Walk them now to the edges of the mat. Your knees are bent, and taking your arms out wide, or see how it might feel to have cactus arms. Feet are wide. Take a breath in and exhale. Tip your knees, your feet leftwards, head right. Inhale both to the center line. Exhale over towards your right and looking left. As we did, inhale to center, exhale over, and inhale to center, to exhale over. Lovely. We'll bring the feet together, take them off the mat so that your feet are suspended in line with your knees in line with your hips. Take a breath in and now tip your knees leftwards, head towards the right. Come back to center and tip your knees, your hips rightwards and head to the left. Stay with this. So notice that we are just rotating a little way. And there is no agenda to arrive anywhere, simply to activate these muscles, to bring a little mobility. We've got one more each way. Nice. And we come back, arms alongside. Now we've still got the knees directly over the hips and the shin bones parallel to the mat. Your right arm, inhale it overhead while your left leg extends straight out on the mat. And bring them back. Left arm, right leg, inhale, extend away from each other. And exhale, bring them back. Right arm, left leg, inhale, stretch away from each other. Exhale, return. Very gentle as we continue. Mobility and core strength. One more to each side. Opposite arm to leg, extend and return. Last one. Lovely. Good. Now draw both knees, thighs close to your chest using your hands. Feel as how we do that, we stretch the lower back. It's almost lifting up off the mat. Good. And then bring your feet to the mat. And bring your hands to hold your head. Interlaced hands. Hold your head. Good. And so now, keeping your feet on the mat, your belly drawn in a little bit and your sacrum pressing into the mat. Breath in. Exhale, lift your head. Inhale, lie it back down. It's almost like a little head bow. Coming up and lying down. One more time. Raise your head and lie it down. We'll add on. Take a breath in. Exhale, raise your head, and your right elbow reaches to your left knee as it draws towards. Inhale, return. Opposite side, left elbow to right knee, exhaling. And inhale, return. And so we like to move really slowly, keeping the alignment, which is in this one, support for the head, and support for the sacrum, which stays pressed into the mat. As we breathe and exhale, to touch, to move towards, inhale, returning. We have one more for each side. Lovely, let your head lie down. Place your hands on your tummy, forming a little diamond with your thumbs touching, index fingers touching, palms flat on your belly. Oh, and see how it would be to let your knees fall apart. And if this is doable, allowable for your hip sockets. Soften into this. Bring your breath to the lower belly. Two more deep, relaxed, slow breaths. And we bring the knees up. You can use your hands to help the knees up. Great. And now take your feet off the floor. Knees over hips, shin bones parallel. And now cup your head again. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your head, your chest, and your right elbow across. Your right leg pushes out, close to the mat. Inhale, bringing everything back. So now as we're moving the legs, left elbow across, we've got a little bit more muscular action in this, which is also essentially a core practice, core strengthening. But we're going slow, we're going easy. This is not a big workout, and this is not to burn calories. And this is to calm, to soothe. With the gentlest manner, bring strength, mobility, breath awareness, and resetting our nervous system. Let's do one more to each side. Gently let your head come back down and your feet come back down. And if doable, wide arms and cobbler's feet. Or the knees are pointing straight up, feet flat. 3 conscious, deep, low, slow breaths. So the magic of this gentle yoga is our pace, which is slow, with pauses to really allow us to deepen our connection with the body-mind and to slow down the racing thoughts, tumultuous emotions sometimes. Bring your knees back up. You can use your hands to help them up. Lovely. So we've got flat feet, knees up. Let's bring the left ankle, lie it across your right thigh for thread the needle pose. You can hold your right thigh with both hands. A little flex in the left foot protects your left knee. And then we'll bring a little mobility into the right knee by inhaling the right leg straight, flexed foot. Exhaling, bend the knee and a floppy foot. The left foot stays flexed while the right one flexes at the top of the inhale and relaxes as we bend the knee at the end of the exhale, as we did. Right leg extends, foot flexes, knee bends, foot relaxes. Last one. And let your thigh release, foot to the floor, left foot beside it. And take second side where your right ankle lies across. Bring your left thigh within reach of your hands, setting up your thread the needle pose, keeping that right knee away from your chest. Flexing your right foot's going to stay that way for the duration. And now left leg, inhale straight, flexed left foot. Exhale, bend the left knee and flop your left foot. Stay with this. Two more yogis. Inhale, extend that left leg, flexed foot. Bend the knee, flopped left foot. And last one. Lovely. And then release your thigh, both feet flat. And this time walk the feet apart and lean your knees in. Spread the sacrum a bit with this one so we can amplify the spaciousness. We can bring the hands back to your tummy and go into those 3 conscious breaths here. Breathing in calm, letting go stress. Breathing in being present. And as we exhale, just anchor this feeling of being in the body as it breathes out. One more time. Nice, everyone. Let's grab the strap. And let's begin with the left leg. Take the left leg into the air with a lovely long strap around the foot. So our arms are now long to let the leg straighten. Right leg slides out straight. Push through the right heel. So both legs now straight. Supported by the strap, the left leg is in the air. And this is where the most stretch can happen as we gently tug. If your leg begins to shake, it's too much. And the right leg is solidly anchored in the flexed foot position. The exhalation is the give, the time when we might be able to bring the left leg slightly closer in. Pausing on inhale. And then as the exhale happens, perhaps a little tug drawing in. And one more time. Nice. Release enough the left leg strap so that the strap can be placed in the left hand. Right arm next to your right ear, so extend long through the right side. Open out to the left with the strap. Keeping your right side on the mat. Deep full breaths right here. This time bring the leg up on inhale. Your right hand ready to grab the strap. Secure it around your hand. And then bring your left leg across to the right, adjusting your space in your right hip. And stay to breathe. Lots of sensation in the left buttock. Just 2 more breaths. Breathing in, bring your left leg up and switch feet. Or you can pop your right foot in and take your left foot out. Establishing now the straight legs with the right leg nice and straight in the air, supported with your strap and your arms just weighting down, dropping into gravity. And your left leg is also straight and active. Now we go to breath. Long, slow and deep, just equally in and out. So many ways that we could change the breath patterns. It's the quality of our attention that really helps our nervous system calm down, our thoughts slow down. One more breath. And the strap secured in your right hand. Left arm next to your left ear. Create that long left side and then take your right leg out to the right. Deep, lovely breaths. Bring your leg back up. Hand strapped to your left hand, secure it there. Over we go, right leg to the left, rolling off that right butt. And finding where you can be. Pushing your right sit bone down, breathing with it all. A hand on the breath in, bring the leg up. And let's bring the left foot into the strap again so we have both legs in the strap. Keep your feet and legs close together. And then exhale, draw your legs a little closer towards your torso. Try to keep the sacrum rooted, staying on the mat. Generous inhalation, and then perhaps on the exhalation there's a little bit more stretch in the hamstrings. Bring your legs closer. So the action's in the hamstrings. One more time. Good. So we release the strap a little bit so that we can widen the legs and have them straddle in the air. Relaxed shoulders, nice wide legs, easy breaths. And so the sacrum is aligned to the center line, to the ground. It creates stability and an optimal stretch that's equal left and right. So we look for alignment a lot in the yoga poses to promote stability as well as flexibility and optimal mobility. All right, draw the strap short again, bring your legs in, bend your knees, and hug them in. Good, let's come to hands and knees. Just get my little battery back in here. So we're starting on all fours. I always like to have the blocks at the top of the mat. Hands and knees. Coming into a lovely inhale where we bring the chest forward. And the exhale where we tuck the tail and round the middle back and look down. Reverse that for inhalation. This we call the cow shape. And then as we exhale into the rounding, drawing the belly in, we are in the cat shape. Stay with this lovely spinal moving. Lovely. So now we're in a neutral back, and you can shake out your wrists a little bit, make sure they're comfy. As we take the right leg straight out, ball of the foot is on the mat, and the hips are level, and the chest is reaching forward. And now take your left arm out to the left, and let your rib cage follow that traction to turn, rotate. And so the hips are still level, but we're rotating the rib cage, which has a lot of mobility in and needs to be moved. Looking up on in, look down on out to your right hand. We'll do that 2 more times, looking up while breathing in. Looking down while breathing out. Ooh, feel how that arm is strengthening. 1 more time. Lovely. Now as we look down, bring your left hand down, your right knee down, and ease your right wrist, where we put a little weight for a bit. Good. From all fours, left leg straight out behind. push through that heel. So that leg's got a nice powered up feeling as we open to the right. The arm lifts and we rotate and we turn the ribs. Getting a lovely lift looking up and looking down. And looking up. To look down. Once more. Going to lower the hand and the knee. Please come down to your elbows. Palms in prayer pose. And just rest a moment here, letting your head hang. Feeling your breath. We're off the wrists, we're on the forearms, still on the knees. Nice. Please walk your knees back a little bit and then lie your pelvis down. Separate your palms so they're flat and come into the lovely Sphinx pose. So this is just the gentlest of back bends. It's a lovely heart opener. And as we gently press down through the hands, the wrists and the forearms, there's an upward lift from your pubis, through your heart, across the collarbones. No need to lift the chin. And bring your breath now fully into your ribs. See if you can feel the ribs fill. This next inhale, bring it deeper into your tummy and your lower back. Notice how we can direct where the breath goes. And this inhale goes to your tummy, your lower back, and then moves upwards. Keep breathing in till we feel the breath at the very top. Pause a moment. And then exhale, lower you down to the mat, placing your hands on top of one another and resting your brow on your hands. And now releasing the buttocks, the legs, the shoulders. Let everything get lots of space. And feel how your body emerges with the mat. And we're breathing into the belly now. There's that pressure because we're lying on the mat. Lovely. Firm up your legs, bring them close together. Now, you can keep your head at rest. Raise your left leg an inch or 3 up off the mat. The long straight leg lifts, lowers down, making sure that your hip pointer, right leg, stays on the mat. Exhaling, lower down. Left leg lift. That hip pointer stays on the mat and lower down. So it can't be a big high lift. It's just a long, low lift. Lots of muscles working as you keep going with your breath, alternating sides. We'll do one more to each. Nice, everyone. Ooh, bring your hands next to your ribs and push to 4s. And then from this kneeling position, take your seat back towards your feet. Far as they'll go, as far as your knees allow. And stretch the arms way forward. One more lovely deep breath. Good, and then come back, forward, shoulders over wrists for all 4s. And walk the knees in a little bit as well. Let's grab the blocks. Have the blocks in the middle setting under the hands. And we'll begin with the left leg lifting up. Left leg lifts up. Inhale, raise your chest as well. And then as we exhale, the knee forward, round the back, bowing to that approaching knee. As we did, knee goes back, heart lifts. Exhale, round under. One more time. Now the left foot steps through between your blocks. Inch it a little forward if you have longer legs. And then bend the knee more so your knee is over your left ankle. You can lift your heart. And even adjust your back knee, lift and lower so it's comfy. And here we are in this lovely quad stretch, hip opener. Breathing our long, slow breaths. Good, and now draw the hips back so the left leg, front leg, can stretch a little longer. Push the heel forward, draw the toes back. And celebrating your breath here. It's still here. Moving prana. Great, now we'll take that left leg back to fours, and we'll take second side, right leg lifts. The knee is bent, the heart lifts, the chin lifts. The exhale is the opposite, we round under. 2 more times, lift and round. And lift. And round, and bring your right foot through in between your hands. Hinge the foot forward, bring the pelvis forward, bending that right knee, making sure it doesn't go past your ankle. Lift your chest, your heart, and stay here to breathe. Infusing the stretch, beautiful oxygenated blood circulating. So there's a lot of clearing that happens in these slow breaths and movements. Are you ready? We're going to draw the hips back and straighten the front leg. And stay for the long breaths here, letting the right hamstrings lengthen. And draw this foot, this knee back. Let's take an extended child's pose. So walk your knees back, widen them, draw your seat back, and push the blocks. You might flatten them a little bit. So in the low setting, push your blocks forward as you draw your hips back and let your heart and your forehead melt towards the mat. Perhaps you're making contact with the mat. Infuse your side body, your front and your back body with your long breaths. Good, and come forward again. And let's now come to sit on a folded blanket. And we'll start our seated poses in gobbler's pose. So as we did lying down, now we have the feet matching up. And if this is intense, just use your blocks to support the knees. You might find one knee needs more support than the other. So these bodies are not really symmetrical for most of us, but we try to find that center line and align with it. our alignment now tall up the central axis. Letting our breaths flow in this open, spacious place. Staying as you are, or lifting your heart a little bit and have the sense that the heart leads the way as we hinge forward, so your hands might slide to your feet and you might drop forward and let your head come to a very relaxed hanging position. And so the back has a little rounding now, and we're bringing the breath deep into the kidneys and the adrenals, right into the low back. So it's really helpful to bring the breath deep. Two more deep, slow breaths. Nice. We're going to come up. You can walk your hands, use a little bracing of your arms to come up to help your knees in and lift your spine tall. Good. Seated forward bend. I'll be mirroring you. Slide your right leg straight out and bend your left knee out to the left. And we're sitting really tall. We're going to take the opposite arm. So you've got your right leg out. Bring your left arm up high. And exhale, come forward over the leg to come up again on breath in. Exhale, come forward. One more time is a lifting. Breath is doing so much here. Come forward, and now both hands grab either your toes, your ankle, or your strap around the foot. If you enjoy holding the strap, just grab it around your foot. And then once you're settled here, hold on and lift your heart, lift your sternum on an inhale, and then inch it forward a little bit, sternum forward, and then lie forward a little deeper, let your head hang. So now we're into the deep pranayama forward bend, where the inhale is to a count of 4 and the exhale to a count of 8. That's it. Keep extending that exhalation. 2 more cycles. In 4, out 8. Last one. Nice. Walk your hands up your leg, coming back to the upright place. And then bring your left knee up. Position the foot flat inside or outside of your knee. And let your spine come up that central axis again. And now it's again the opposite hand. So hold that up knee, either with your wrist or with your elbow. And whichever is appropriate, bring your spine tall. And now move your ribs towards your right. Sorry, towards your left. We're upright and rotating. I'm mirroring you. So in this maximally tall and rotated shape, fill up with an inhale to 4 counts. And now as we exhale for 8, turn a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're out of breath. Release. Coming back to center. And we'll take second side. Switch legs. So we begin with the seated forward bend. You've got your left leg straight and your right knee is out. The opposite arm lifts up. Get really tall. Exhale, come past the leg. Up again. And reaching past your leg. One more time. The elongating inhale and then reaching and holding on. Holding on. Bring your other hand in as well. Holding where you can, be it the strap, your knee or your foot. And once you're here, inhale, raise your chest. Create a little length and then lie forward over your long straight leg. Let your head relax. And we do our 3 breaths. In 4, out 8. One more cycle. Lovely. At the completion of that exhale, walk your hands up your leg, come to upright, and bring your right knee up. Position the foot flat. And we're going tall, so we want to lengthen sit bones to ground. Hold on with the opposite wrist or elbow. Tall spine begins to turn now towards your right. Feel the rooting of both sit bones equally. And go as far as you are able. Good, and then we do this one breath here. In for 4. On the exhale, we're turning a little further with the ribs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're empty of breath. Release the pose back to the front. And slide both legs straight. Paschimottanasana, which is the seated forward bend. Good. Both legs equally long. Sit tall. Let's take both arms up. Inhale. And we're having 3 goes at this. Exhale a little way forward. Come up again. And a little way forward. Come up. So tall, a little way forward, and grab a hold. Your strap, your toes, or your knees. Inhale, raise your sternum. Bring it a little forward and lie over your legs, letting your head relax, eyes closed. In for 4 counts, out for 8. Two more cycles. Nice, everyone. You can walk your way up your legs, coming all the way up, and bend your knees and separate your feet a little bit. bring your hands behind and just let your knees tip a little. You don't have to get to the ground, just let your hips roll a little here. Lovely. Good. Let's do a restorative pose now. Let's do the open book pose. So we'll use our 2 blocks to set up the bolster to lie back over the recliner. Get your alignment right in the middle, and we settle back. Support with your blankies on each side and come all the way along the midline, aligning along the bolster. Make sure your forehead is higher than your chin. In other words, we don't want to be lying with the head tilted back and the chin high. It's better to have the chin slightly tucked, even if you use your blankie as an extra pillow. So see what feels really supportive and comfy. You can have your legs out straight or cobbler's pose. Close the eyes and feel this opening shape, feeling its alignment. Feeling how you can just settle back into it. And bringing your awareness now to your low belly. Send your breath there. So this place where we digest our food, our life's experiences. Breathing into your low belly. There's a lot to digest every day, and there's a lot to digest over a lifetime as we go through our different stages of development and evolution, as we go through relationships with one another, relationships in the ancestral line, our parents, our grandparents, our children, our friends and partners. Life is about constantly aligning and realigning ourselves. And a lot of that has to do with our attitude and with our attention. Breathe now into your heart space. So the breath awareness moves higher. And the sense of creating more space in the physical heart and the area around it, more energetic space, and even more mental and emotional space. As we rest and receive and allow this opening, getting more freedom in the body, and with this alignment that I was mentioning, I did come across this beautiful traditional prayer, which comes from one of the indigenous tribes in the Mexico Aztec tradition. So as you breathe and rest, allow the phrases to drop through you, and what resonates for you will go in. And it's a prayer for liberation, and it's a prayer of releasing. And it begins like this. I release my parents from the feeling that they have failed with me. I release my children from the need to make me proud, so that they can write their own ways according to their hearts. I release my partner from the obligation to make me feel complete. I lack nothing in myself. I learn with all the beings that surround me through all time. I thank my grandparents and ancestors who met so that today I breathe life. And I release them from the faults of the past and from the wishes that they did not fulfill, aware that they did the best they could to resolve their situations within the consciousness they had at that moment. I honor them, I love them, and I recognize their innocence. I bear my soul before their eyes, and that is why they know that I do not hide or owe anything more than being faithful to myself and my own existence, walking with the wisdom of the heart. I am aware that I am fulfilling my life project free of visible and invisible family loyalties that may disturb my peace and my happiness, which are my greatest responsibilities. I renounce my role of savior, of being the one who unites or who fulfills the expectations of others, and learning through love. I bless my essence and my way of expressing, although there may be someone who cannot understand me. I understand myself because only I lived and experienced my story. Because I know myself. I know who I am, what I feel, what I do, and why I do it. I respect and approve. I honor the divinity in me and in you. We are free. So beautiful, yogis. Gently, gently bring your knees back up together. And then roll off your bolster, set up. Lie on your side a moment. And then come to a seated position, if you like, cross-legged. And bring one or two blocks and make a little tower in front. As we now find our optimal alignment, sitting back a little bit so that we can come forward and rest the forehead on the blocks. If it's a bit wobbly, just hold your block. If it's too high, take it down and see where you can rest in a way that's comfy in your body. So this is a counterpose to the open book. This is a lovely forward bend. Breathe into your back. Let your exhalations become long again. And then the sense of your night, your comfortable bed, your capacity to drop into deep, deep sleep. The sense of sleeping deeply in your favorite position.
and sleeping all the way until it's time to wake up. And how you wake up refreshed, renewed and ready for your new day. We set this intention for ourselves, for each other. And now slowly come on up so that we're seated in the cross-legged seat. And keep your gaze low. Maybe bring your hands to prayer pose. Feel this moment. Feel the effects of your practice. Let gratitude flood through your body. So grateful to practice with you, beautiful yogis. Thank you for coming. Sleep well and namaste.